updates! So my channel might be slowing down a little bit because I'm going to have to spend a huge amount of money fixing the front bumper on my car because I hit a rabbit. And the rabbit felt bad about it too because he was broken up all over it. So in the meantime, whilst I was waiting for my dad to come around with some hole taps and whatnot, I was wondering, well, what am I going to do about a clutch? Because I didn't want that old fat ass clutch. What I wanted was something that I apparently had stored away for the longest time. This thing is insanely heavy. It has to be resurfaced and whatnot because that is a lot of rust. But it also comes with its own pressure plate and clutch, which also needs to be machined. This thing is covered in so much. How long was this sitting in my shed for? I think it might have actually been close to 8 years. I completely forgot I had this. Doing things with my hands. God, what am I? A noob? Brand spanking new and it already has a leak. Awesome. Well, I suppose let's just be quick about it then. All right, using my new tool for the first time. That's the wrong way. Oh. Bellissimo! One engine mount dealt with. So we were able to get this doodad rotated over. There is a problem, however. So yes, I can move this around as much as I want, but this is quite big. And when you say put on an engine mount, it interferes. As you can see right there, the engine mount is rubbing up against the oil filter. That is, oh, so many levels of bad. So, I mean, I could look to see if I could get myself a shorter oil filter. I don't think that's the play here. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go and see if I can find some matchingly similar engine mounts that are narrower, maybe polyurethane. Kill two birds with one stone. Because I don't want to try putting this engine in without a oil filter and, you know, potentially get gunk in there, I'm gonna have to hold this off for a while. But here's another thing that's rather interesting. Look how long that oil filter thread is. That thing is crazy. And if you don't know what it's meant to look like, my God, that's how long it's meant to be. But because that thing's got the extension cooler on it, oh boy. So I can't fit a regular oil filter on there. So now we can fit the alternator on properly. We've got all of these holes tapped out. We can finally stick an engine mount on there. We've got the starter motor stuck in there too. That's all good and dandy. Carburetors will be coming off soon for a proper intake. I'm trying to decide whether I make my own manifold or I just fit a regular manifold on there from a B234. The problem is the B234 is quite rare, and I have an engine that's a B234, and if I want to sell that engine, I'm gonna have to sell it all as one. So, problems. I have to remember where I put these bolts. God damn it. So this engine is going to be out 100 times whilst I'm doing this process. One of the things I plan to do is move that steering rack a bit forward and also change it with a 741, so I might be able to stick power steering on here too. I've never moved a steering rack before, but I've been hearing a lot about Ackerman angle and all that kind of stuff, and this car is never going back on the road, so it doesn't matter. We can have a bit of fun with this, learn how to do things. We're not going to run a heater though, we're not going to bother. Not in Australia. Ooh, not in Australia. So here's a fun little doodad. when I try to put the belts on here, this thing is in the way. So, what we're gonna do here is take this timing shroud thing, and we're gonna cut that off. I don't know what this was meant to be, but we don't need it on a car. Now I want to leave this oil filter part here actually attached because having an oil cooler is really helpful, especially in drifting. But because I can't fit a regular filter on here now, we're gonna have to wait until I can get a new engine mount, and I also have to spend a lot of money on my other car. This is gonna have to go on hold for a little bit until we get some more parts coming in and maybe some more money coming in too. The other thing that's happening soon is Mega Squirt parts will be coming in. I'll be doing a video on how I modified that to be able to take some Volkswagen ignition goodness, wasted spark. So it might be a while until I put up the next video. Man, I really want to put this engine in today. God damn it. Life, how dare you.